That's it. I'm getting the mallet.
At long last, the season of spooks has arrived. To honor the occasion, I thought I would kick things off this year by making a video looking at Easter eggs and references in Zardy's maze. If this is the first time you're hearing about the game, then I suggest you pause the video, go download the game, which is free, and get your spook on, because we will be talking about spoilers for like everything. Double spoilers, I am actually friends with the main developer / creator of the game, SwankyBox. That said, he's understandably refused to offer any behind the scenes information, so this video is the culmination of efforts of people in the community as presented by me as cleanly as possible. Let's start out by delving into the many references tucked away, which requires us to do some challenges. There are 7 pre-made challenges, each with its own sort of theme. In the first, you have to just get to the end, the second highlights the Rattler, etc. Challenges 6 and 7 are important for the purposes of this video. 6 is unique because it has the fewest enemies, no clearings, and a single tiny vine that you have to destroy. You also have to find your axe before anything else, which is made tougher by the lack of visibility. While Needle in the Haystack is an apt description for the vine and subsequent exit, it also describes a tiny golden key that you can find on the ground somewhere. It's randomly placed, just watch the ground with your lights and you'll eventually find it. Once collected, if you exit and jump into the standard mode, you'll find that the house's door is now unlocked. Note that the key being collected and the door being unlocked resets each time you close the game, so you will have to recollect it if you ever find yourself wanting to go exploring another time. In the house, which is pretty cramped, we can spot a crossword puzzle on one of the walls. Much like with challenge number 7, let's wait and talk about this later. Taking the back door out of the house reveals that there is a lot more to the maze than just the maze. It can be a bit hard to understand how the whole farm is laid out, because the fog is always there, so I put together a quick map to help with navigation. If you head around the maze to, say, the north, you'll come to an opening in the trees that leads to a smaller sort of forest area. From here, if you go to the west, you'll find another area titled the Not Canon Graveyard. How fitting. Located in said graveyard, we'll find a number of different names on the tombstones, each referencing something or someone. Let's go through them in a not so arbitrary order. Baldymo Basico is a nod to Baldi's Basics, another indie horror game that SwankyBox has covered, and I believe has at least partially inspired Zardy's Maze. Mike Schmidt is the name of the playable security guard in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, among many other roles in the series. Samuel Lawrence is of course Sammy Lawrence from Bendy and the Ink Machine. Monica Salvato is a reference to Doki Doki Literature Club, Monica being the character, Salvato being the person / team who made the game. William Gast is most likely referencing the spooky character named W.D. Gaster from Undertale. Edward Scudder is the name of an animator, voice actor, director, writer, producer, composer, generally talented person. Jameson Jackson is a character created and performed by Jacksepticeye. He first appeared in the Jacksepticeye Power Hour Jameson Jackson posted on October 31st, 2017, where he carved some pumpkins. How fitting. Likewise, William Barnum is a character created and performed by Markiplier. His debut was a 2012 video called The Fall of Slenderman. Again, very fitting. While here in the graveyard, if you check this tree in the corner, we'll find another not canon thing. It's my buddy Nathaniel Bandy. There are actually a bunch of logos / references to other YouTubers, so let's go through them. On a rock in the nearby forest, we can find the logo belonging to Char-I-5. There's TerraByte Gaming's logo on the tree just outside the house's back door. Bandy, Chari, Tetra are all part of the YouTuber group Minus World, which SwankyBox is also a part of. And, well, I am also part of said group, so my logo can be found on a tree on the eastern side of the outer area. At long last, I am the Easter egg. For the rest of the Minus World boys, to the west of the house's back door is the rules are simple. On a rock, which is a famous quote from Nico Barbecue, there is also a bup, as popularized by Simpleflips. Lastly, but definitely not least, I know that Nintendo's face / logo is in the game somewhere, cause it's a part of the textures, but despite doing a circle around every rock, tree, and log, I just couldn't find it. Let me know if you can. As for the rest of the fine folks referenced throughout the farm, the logo belonging to She Says, aka the host of Boundary Break, can be found on a tree while they call him Kota is another one I could not find. That said, I do know that it's referencing the YouTuber Call Me Coda, at least. I also couldn't locate White Pants, which is a favorite quote of Stogie, friend of Swanky, and Zardy Connoisseur. The final selection of references can be found throughout the cornfield behind the house, which, unlike the maze, does not contain Zardy. As such, you can walk through it as much as you want without getting murdered. Not counting the tree, there are 4 clearings, and they actually have stuff written onto the ground. And one of them are the words Kian and Fusion Z, referencing Kindly Kian and Fusion Z Gamer, respectively. Likewise, SHB and Dako belong to Super Horror Bro and Dako. The other 2 clearings contain phrases, one wishing 8-Bit Ryan good luck, and the other seemingly asking the game theorists if they can solve it. On that topic, we're going to move on to talking about some of the various endings in Zardy's Maze, each containing various amounts of lore. First, the normal ending is in standard mode. That's where you go into the maze, chop down some vines, and exit through the blue portal. As your reward, you get 2 lines. He's searching for him. That's the only reason why someone wouldn't run away from us. Who is he? Who is him? Who are us? All great questions, but let's just ignore that for now. Another ending involves beating the 7th challenge, the Pumpkin Army. While I tried and tried and tried, I couldn't beat it myself, so here is the end screen for my far better farmhand than me. From there, we have some more endings that get increasingly more complex. Firstly is the no vine / house ending, which requires you to enter the glowing hole in the maze without destroying a single vine. This is only possible by exiting the house's back door and then navigating around to the backside of the maze. Here we'll find an open gate that leads directly into the corn. If you jump, you can actually spot a number of small square clearings in the corn that act as like stepping stones to lead you back into the maze proper. From here, dropping into the exit gives you the following text as your reward. For this next one, you just have to go over to the large tree in the Zardy-less cornfield and stay there for a few seconds, which has the screen fade to black, revealing this text. This next ending involves the gaming crossword I previously mentioned and sort of brushed aside. If you take the crossword, in this case the extracted image of it, and mess with the exposure, you can reveal a series of dots in the upper right that is actually a route leading to the secret exit. For context, if we go back to the map I put together and overlay the dotted route from the crossword with the back portion of the maze, the dots to the right of the center are those previously mentioned sort of square clearing stepping stones that I used to enter the maze for the no vine ending. All of the dots to the left of the center are invisible safe spots in the corn where your corn fatigue is reset, allowing you to follow the path through the corn without dying, and going all the way to the final dot in the upper left, aka like the northwest corner of the maze, gives you this text. Now we have 2 super confusing endings that would probably still be unknown if it wasn't for Sapphire Hessis, I apologize if I said that wrong, which was shared in the Zardy's Maze Steam discussion thread by TerraByte. In short, the secret forest to the north of the farm, briefly mentioned before, is actually laid out in a 5x6 grid that acts as a keyboard of sorts, and you can see on the map, every square has an invisible trigger box, each with a letter assigned to it. Every time you step inside one of the trigger boxes, you'll add a letter to a sequence to form codes that trigger the secrets or paths through the maze. Along with this, 2 viable paths were found, labeled red and green. If you follow the green path and spell out RQVZY, you'll get jump scared by Zardy, unlocking the Forest Pumpkin achievement. If you instead follow the red route, spelling out RSNIJED, you'll get the secret forest ending, revealing the following text. From there, we have some endings that, instead of written lore, offer codes. One requires you to destroy a vine and then wait for the maze to become closed off. When you do, you'll see numerous vines reaching to the top of the green cage, but one is very thin and leafy. If you walk into this unique vine and hold jump, you'll actually climb it. It'll quickly then cut to a black screen with the following code. This was eventually found to lead to a YouTube video of the same name, uploaded just before the game's release by a channel named You Can't See Him. The video features Pumpkin Jack doing the Fortnite default dance. don't think too far into that because this video was simply a placeholder. Once the video proof of this ending being achieved and the code found legitimately, a video was uploaded unlisted by Swanky, to which this video links to. It's very simplistic and grainy, no doubt by design, but it seems to depict some kind of blue object landing in the cornfield, which turns into the glowing blue hole that we so desperately strive to reach during gameplay. The second code ending simply requires you to beat the game's standard mode without the flashlight. When done, that code leads you to a video of the same name uploaded by the account Never Found. The resulting lore video this time seems to depict someone or something walking from the house and into the maze. Just as they enter, the silhouette of what seems to be Pumpkin Jack slinks back into the corn before eventually reappearing at the end. Lastly, the most elusive and difficult ending of them all requires you to beat a custom challenge with every setting on max. As far as I'm aware, the only person to have beat this is Nephryte, whose successful run is what you're seeing on screen. At the end, once this nigh impossible challenge is beat, you get the following code, which unlocked this lore video. Unlike the previous two, this one features a bunch of very unhelpful shots of an already hard to read document. Thankfully, YouTube user EAF Does Things in the comments did their best to transcribe the message into something more readable. As the video is ending, there is seemingly a black screen, but if you adjust the exposure, you can reveal what looks to be a gray and white individual. I have no clue who or what this is supposed to be, but I don't think it is any of the existing characters that we already know about. So, what does this all mean? Well, I don't know. I could make some guesses, but the problem is, we don't actually have all of the information. Like, we have videos titled 1 jack-o'-lantern emoji, and then 2, and 4, but not 3. There might be a 5th video and on, but that's besides the point. Thanks to fans decompiling the game and analyzing the code, the name of the placeholder video, aka the secret code needed to find it, has already been found. I will not be sharing that in the video because I suggest that you try to find it yourself. If you do, and you can post a comment on said video with proof, it will unlock the missing bit of lore. The code you need to come up with seems to involve the gaming crossword shown throughout the video. It seems that you must actually solve the crossword. As far as anyone can tell, each hint seems to point to a person, place, or thing featured in one of SwankyBox's videos. But until that is found, we cannot really say what is the lore. And also, that's about it for Easter eggs in Zardy's maze. If there's anything I missed, or got wrong, or has since been uncovered, let me know in the comments below. For now, it's outro time. Big thanks to my channel members for their support, with a farm-sized thanks to Pseudonymous, Achilles Rhodes, and Captain Crayfish for being super fans. If you enjoyed this video, why not leave a like, maybe subscribe, and check out some of my other stuff on screen. I'll link 2 more spooky videos that might itch your craving. That doesn't make any sense. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.